Coming up next on AVID Achievers, I will be joined by guest Lacey Wallace, a national trainer for AVID Center, and we will be talking about AVID Elementary. Hello and welcome. I am Dot Arita, your host of AVID Achievers. Today on AVID Achievers, we are going to talk about AVID Elementary. We are joined by our guest, Lacey Wallace, a national trainer for AVID Center and a counselor at Arundel Middle School. Hi, Lacey. Thanks for coming.
Hi, sure. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about AVID Elementary?
Sure. AVID Elementary is a part of the greater AVID College Readiness System, and it is the beginning of the entire system that is sequential across grade levels. So it really focuses on research-based instructional strategies and methodologies that really prepare students for college and career readiness. It's throughout all subject areas, throughout all grade levels, when it becomes school-wide at an AVID Elementary site.
Great. So AVID Elementary provides a common language and an instructional framework to be integrated naturally into all elementary classrooms and into the curriculum. We currently have 10 AVID Elementary sites in our county. What is the overall goal of AVID Elementary?
So the overall goal of AVID Elementary is really to equip students with lifelong skills for student success and college readiness. It's about closing the achievement gap and making sure that all students have access to those structural strategies that make them successful throughout life. So it's really lifelong strategies like organization, self-advocacy, those student success skills that really make a difference for students throughout their educational careers.
AVID Elementary incorporates the same Wicker framework that is used in the AVID Secondary model. Wicker stands for writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading. Strategies to grow students in these areas are embedded throughout the day in the regular school curriculum so that students develop successful learning habits. What are some of the other components of AVID Elementary?
The student success skills and organizational pieces that I mentioned are big parts of AVID Elementary. So teaching kids to stand up for themselves, to be able to self-advocate, communicate with their teachers and their peers, and to collaborate with one another in class, to be able to achieve higher order thinking and questioning. There's a great focus on organizational strategies, whether it's organization of thinking, organization of materials. So you're thinking about agenda books, organizational notebooks, folders, different ways to organize things. It's also a lot about family partnerships and community partnerships, so really building those relationships with folks in the community.
So do we use Wicker with like kindergarten students?
We do actually, and so that piece of AVID Elementary is called Beginnings, usually with the lower grade levels or the primary grade levels. So they focus a lot on communication, and it's L-Wicker in those grade levels. So it's learning to Wicker. So it's a lot more dependence on the teacher. So a lot of teacher modeling, teacher-directed strategies that they will then learn to become more independent in implementing as they get older and get into the AVID foundations.
So we're shifting the dependence from the teacher to the student as they move up in grade level.
Exactly, and teaching them to be self-directed learners. So teaching them to be responsible for their learning and their future.
Great. The AVID Secondary program focuses on 11 essentials for spreading AVID methodologies throughout the school. Does the AVID Elementary component have essentials as well?
They do. AVID Elementary has 4 essentials as opposed to the 11 in the secondary schools. So they are, her first is Wicker, which we already mentioned, the writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading. So that is school-wide throughout every grade level in a school-wide AVID site.
So that's the instructional piece?
It is. It is all about the instruction, what you see in the classroom, what the teachers are focusing on each day. The second essential is the college-going culture in the building. So culture and just the rigor and the relevance and the college-going goal setting that students will participate in. The third essential is leadership. So it's essential that the leadership in the building, the administration, is involved and supportive, and that goals on the site team plan for the AVID site team align with the school improvement plan. The fourth component is systems, so which really focuses on our entire system and how we integrate AVID into that system. So it's about accountability, it's about articulation, calibrating our systems, and about assessment of the effectiveness of our AVID college readiness system.
So I want to go back to this culture piece.
Yes.
So tell me, what does a college-going culture look like in an elementary school?
You hear it all the time. People always think we're pushing college too early, but we believe it's never too early when we're thinking about students and goal setting and building skills for college readiness. So some things that we have done in our elementary school, when I worked in an elementary school with AVID, we looked at building college readiness for kids and access and awareness. So teaching them about different things that they need to have ready for college, just building an interest. So talking about different colleges on the announcements, wearing college t-shirts and sweatshirts, having kids think about what they want written on their diploma when they graduate, and really starting that goal setting process, even in the younger years of AVID beginnings.
So are we pushing college for all, or is that what we're doing?
I often hear that question, so oftentimes college is expensive and not all students should go to college. It may not be what's best for that student. So I definitely understand that concern. When we build college readiness, we're also building career readiness. So when you think of different completer pathways for high school, you're talking about different opportunities for students. So we say we want to prepare all students for college, and if they choose to have a career or a specialty area or go to a trade school, then that is excellent. But we want to prepare kids for college so they have all opportunities and can select what's best for them when they graduate from high school.
Great. So much like AVID Secondary, the force behind AVID Elementary is the school-wide implementation of the program. So we're developing and practicing skills and habits and instructional strategies throughout the day, throughout the building, in every classroom, every grade level, to affect the positive learning habits of our children. We recently visited some AVID Elementary sites and gathered some footage to share with our viewers. AVID Elementary was implemented at 4 schools as part of the Department of Defense Education Activity Grant. There are 6 other schools who have become AVID Elementary sites. AVID Elementary aims to develop student success skills in our youngest learners and create learning and study habits that they will carry with them throughout their academic journey. AVID Elementary students in all grades and in all classrooms learn to set and monitor goals. Our youngest students learn to set goals as a group and as an individual for continued growth.
Turn to your partner, or you guys, I have 3 here. Turn to your partner and turn and talk about, what do you think would be a good goal for our class this week? Ready, go. And you're going to glue the picture that you want to work on this week into the square. And at the end of the week, when you bring your binders back, we'll talk about whether you met your goal or not.
I did it.
Whose job is it to reach the goal? Whose job?
Yours.
Yours. That has to come from yourself. Look and find something that you know you need to do. If you know how to tie your shoe, please don't cut out, I can tie my shoe. I can learn to tie my shoe. Because you already know how to do it. Make a goal, something you want to learn, something you want to work on, and something you want to, what's this word? Achieve. Okay, so what is our goal today?
I can set a goal and achieve it.
I can set a goal and achieve it.
The goal I picked this week is to color neatly so my work will look nice and neatly. Hi, my name's Chammed. My goal this week is I can work on the computer because it's hard for me to get where I'm supposed to go.
Since AVID Elementary is a full school program, buy-in from all teachers and the principal ensures solid implementation.
The aspects of AVID that my teachers have really embraced, as you can see from the video, are goal setting, collaboration, and inquiry. My teachers feel that they get the students engaged more when they make it relevant to the students, so students are able to pick their own goal for the week, so they have something to strive for. Collaboration is really important because it gives the kids a voice, it gives the kids a chance to talk about things before they have to give their final answer in case they don't know what they're doing. And then also inquiry, it's always important to ask questions, and we're really focusing on our students asking the questions this year.
AVID Elementary students learn the importance of organization right from the start. Classroom organization for routines and classroom materials helps students navigate throughout their days.
My name is Leanne, and this is how our table is organized. So here's the pencil pouches when we put our pouches, and inside our pencil pouches our pencils and our crayons, and we get respect tickets. And here is the box when we keep all the books in. And that's all.
Personal organization and responsibility for materials is also practiced from the very beginning.
I'm Nathan, and this is my pencil pouch, and it has my crayons and my pencil in it, and I'm responsible for it. And this is the front, and this is my name, so I know how to spell it, and these are my respect tickets if I do a good job or not.
Look at the second part of your binder. Look at the second tab in your binder. What's the second tab in your binder? Let's see who looks like they're ready. Chancellor, what's the second tab?
The second one is math.
The second one is math. Awesome. The second tab is math. Okay, so we have spelling and word work, and we have math.
Development of strategies and methods to organize thinking helps students make sense of what they are learning and make connections to previous knowledge to assist them in remembering what they learn. From our youngest.
Today we're doing one of our very first one-pagers, and it's helping us sort by what? Different types and attributes, which is helping us with our thinking for math.
And size.
And size, so it's just helping us organize our thoughts and what?
And learn.
And learn. It's helping us learn.
To older learners who are beginning to take ownership of the strategies, organization of thought is practiced daily in multiple subjects.
I say you say standard algorithms. Standard algorithms. Right, let's add that over here. Standard algorithm. This is important because we know we can solve addition with using models, place value blocks, but we also need to do the standard algorithm, and this is a lot of times how our parents learn too. And so when you're lining up the numbers and looking at each place value and doing it, so we're going to be doing that standard algorithm today.
Called our RAN charts. They are reading and analyzing nonfiction. So we like to make 3-column notes in this classroom, correct?
Yeah.
We do 3-column notes a lot. How many of you love 3-column notes? Oh, you're so sweet. So instead of actually taking out a piece of paper and doing the 3-column notes, we are going to use what's called a RAN chart. So I'm going to give you what's an article, and it's going to be about a topic. There's a K, and it says what I know about the topic. Okay, so you're going to take sticky notes in your bin, and you're going to write everything you know about tigers. Obviously, that's not our topic, but this is an example. Okay? Everything you know about the topic. Then, on this green portion, green means go. Go ahead and start thinking. Start wondering. You're going to write any questions or any wonderings you have about the topic. Our example topic is tigers. Do tigers swim? That's one thing I want to know. Okay? That's a wondering I have. So you're going to fill this in. I'm going to give you about 5 to 10 minutes to just think about a topic and everything that you might know or that you might wonder. Then, and not until then, can you open your RAN chart, and when I give you an article. Your article is going to be about the topic. And in the middle, this green is what I confirmed. The end product of this RAN chart is a response to reading. We are going to write about everything, a short paragraph about everything about the topic. Now, do you think, just based on what you know about red and green, should I write down things that are in the red?
No.
No, that wouldn't make much sense, because I'm not sure, I didn't confirm this was true, or maybe I had some misconceptions that I knew and wasn't accurate. So I'm going to be writing everything that I learned and then I confirmed, and even you can still add some wondering to your article about the topic. Now the key trick here is that I'm going to collect that article again. So you're just using the sticky notes. So that way if you're paraphrasing, it's in your own words, and you're remembering and using text evidence.
As the focus on writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading is practiced throughout the day, students begin to take ownership of their learning and develop as our future college students.
One of the AVID strategies we use is reflections.
Another AVID strategy we use at school is chrononotes. Another AVID strategy we use at school is 3-column notes. Another AVID strategy we use is our agenda.
And the last AVID strategy we use is perseverance.
Our schools implementing AVID Elementary are embracing the program and seeing results.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gramuth. I am the school counselor here at Westmead Early Education Center. This year will be our 4th year with AVID Elementary. We really think AVID Elementary has opened up the doorway and really set the foundation for college and career readiness here. Our students right now are learning organizational strategies, they're learning levels of thinking, they're also learning goal setting. So we really think that it's teaching consistency and that it's promoting student success.
West Annapolis Elementary has been an AVID school for 1 full school year, and we're beginning our 2nd full year. It's made a huge impact on our students, not just with organization, but with their study skills and students becoming more responsible for their learning. They're the ones taking the notes, and they're the ones learning all the study skills and really being responsible for their own learning. So we've seen a huge impact here, especially with our intermediate students.
So you can see that the AVID methodologies start with even our youngest of learners. The AVID Beginnings framework builds fundamental communication skills and organization tools to enable student success. There is a consistent, fundamental approach to learning that is adopted in all classrooms at all grade levels. How does the focus shift for our older elementary students?
So AVID Beginnings, like we said, is usually for the earlier years, and then we shift into AVID Foundations. So it's really building those foundational pieces for their education. So as much as they continue to focus on communication, they also start focusing on some organizational strategies, some higher order thinking and questioning skills, note-taking, and different components that really focus on rigor and pushing students to collaborate and organize their thinking and their materials.
So here is where the students really begin to develop maturity in their levels of thinking and questions. Yes. So students are introduced to higher level thinking and questioning at a young age, but mostly through teacher modeling and being able to respond to those higher level questions. But as they move up in grade level, students learn to identify and create their own higher level questions for thinking and using, I believe they use Costa's model.
They do.
In the elementary for developing this. So you were the lead at AVID, or at Manor View Elementary School when AVID was first implemented there. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about the rollout? Like, how did it start and how did it go?
Sure. So at Manor View Elementary, we were already implementing STEM and International Baccalaureate, so we had a number of things going on already. So we wanted to make sure that our teachers would not feel overwhelmed and that they would be able to just seamlessly shift into this role of being an AVID Elementary teacher. So we really looked at what grade levels were already implementing some pieces or components of AVID. So we looked at which grade levels were already focusing on organizational tools and materials. We were looking at which grade levels were already looking at higher order thinking. Not that they are not all doing that already. However, which ones would be the easiest to implement? So our particular school focused on 4th and 5th grade. We felt that it was easiest to begin with our oldest students to be able to trickle down in future years. So we were very strategic about choosing who we would send to Summer Institute. So every summer there is a Summer Institute that AVID Center has throughout the country. Oftentimes Anne Arundel County will send us to Philadelphia. So we strategically selected teachers who we know would be enthusiastic, who would remain at our school to continue to grow the AVID college readiness system. So we talked to our teachers, we asked for volunteers because you have to be voluntarily, involved with AVID because it is just great teaching practice. You have to be willing to take on those expectations, the skills and the strategies to implement with students. So we selected 4th and 5th grade. We sent our staff to Summer Institute. We actually sent a cultural arts teacher as well to be able to affect school-wide change. We went to Summer Institute. We all received different strands of training. We met back together during site team meetings that summer and really developed a plan that would jive with our school improvement plan and the other IB and STEM activities that we had.
Okay, so AVID isn't like a separate program that operates all within itself. So it was able to combine with the things that you were already doing.
Absolutely.
Kind of as an undercurrent of all that was going on at the school.
Absolutely. They marry very well together, especially with inquiry with IB.
You chose your 4th and 5th grade teachers to go. Did you send your whole team of 4th and 5th grade teachers?
We did not. We selected 2 5th grade teachers, 1 4th grade teacher, a music teacher, myself, and of course an administrator. So we have that leadership component, which is that third essential for AVID Elementary.
So you sent your 4th grade one 4th grade teacher. So how did that teacher have a different role than both of the 5th grade teachers who attended together?
Sure. So you become an advocate, for the strategies and skills that you learn over the summer, and really try to embed that when you're working in collaborative planning and independent planning for your lessons. So you're really incorporating and teaching the other teachers what those strategies are, so everyone can incorporate it into their lesson planning for the week.
Okay, so you started 4th and 5th grade. What did it look like year 2?
Year 2, we started to send 1st grade teachers. We looked at who else needed to be involved to be able to affect school-wide change. So we sent a 1st grade teacher, we sent a 2nd grade teacher. I went back to a different strand. Our principal also returned. And so we had a couple of other folks attend, so we could again start to build in the earlier years and build sequentially up through the intermediate grades.
Okay, so then you have a trained teacher at each grade level.
Yes.
Who, during planning and collaboration, is able to kind of remind and share some of the things that were learned throughout the training. So what other training happens during the year? So they go to Philadelphia in the summer, but then what happens throughout the year to kind of keep the program moving forward?
Sure. When we came back to school during the back-to-school meetings for the teachers the week prior to the beginning of students returning, we spent some time rolling out with the entire staff what AVID Elementary was, what it would look like, the things that were on our site team and our focus for the school year, and then asked for others to become involved. We shared resources that we received at Summer Institute, since we were a fully AVID Elementary site at that point. Although not everyone was trained, we were able to share resources with one another. So through site team meetings, we really tried to assess what our needs were in our building, determine who needed what resources, what materials, and try to embed that in some of our site team meetings throughout the school year. We would also speak with other elementary schools who were training in AVID as well, to be able to collaborate on some of the things that we were working on. And again, also just during collaborative planning, so the teachers who had the knowledge and the access to the resources to really share and be that voice for AVID in our school.
Great. Now, was there any support from the implementation that affected the parents?
Absolutely. So we talked a little bit about that family partnership and the community partnership piece, and there really is a family component to it. So AVID Center provides a number of resources for parents, topics to discuss at the dinner table, what parents can do to really build that homeschool communication. There are also parent workshops that are implemented throughout the school year that will teach parents about AVID and what they can do to support their students and their lifelong skills at home.
Great. So it sounds like it's a support for students, teachers, parents. We are very excited to have AVID Elementary in our county. For more information about AVID Elementary, please visit our website, avid.org. Thank you, Lacey, so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Please join us in future episodes of AVID Achievers, where we will start our Spotlight series. We will spotlight different schools throughout the county and share the great initiatives and successes that are going on at our AVID sites.